Hey everybody, how's it going? We're here with the Timeless reading. Welcome. If you need any of my information, it is in the description box below. It has my website if anybody wants to get a personal reading. It also has my Instagram on there as well if you want to connect through Instagram. We're starting off first with the Page of Cups. And the Page of Wands. Okay, when Page of Cups came out, High Priestess was on the bottom of the deck. When Page of Wands came out, the Star was on the bottom of the deck. This is feeling like a direction, something that you are curious about, something that has piqued your attention now. When we have Page of Cups, there can be feelings that come up. Like you read something and something starts filling up within you, that you start feeling drawn or called or moved by something or inspired by something or connected with something. We don't always know why exactly that is when we have the Page of Cups there, but it's sort of a feeling that it piques our curiosity and it leaves us feeling like possibly something we want to pursue, possibly something we want to investigate. Having Page of Wands then follow the Page of Cups. So Page of Cups will be this spark that you feel within you or something that moves you. When we have Page of Wands, there can be a little bit more of a plan of, I actually think that this may be something that I move towards. Let's use an example to speak about the energy. When we have Page of Cups come out, when the High Priestess is on the bottom of the deck, this can be something esoteric that you feel interested in. This can be you read something, you come across something and it piques your interest and you want to know more about it. It can be something mystical. It can be something where you feel like there's hidden knowledge to explore or uncommon knowledge that you want to explore. It can feel esoteric in nature. It can feel spiritual in nature. It can be something emotional, something psychological. It can be something magical. Whatever it is, it's something that there's a glimmering feeling within it. Then having the Page of Wands there, this is more of I want to prepare, I sort of want to set off maybe on this path to explore this a little bit more. I got a feeling about it and maybe I actually want to take steps to explore this or to figure it out, or maybe this is potentially something that's becoming a calling of mine or could be. And so you can feel like something is now inspiring you to move in the direction of it, to go explore that or to follow that North Star in some way. This even feels like in the vast ocean of your whole experience of feeling, like something has come to shore and presented itself to you. And now it feels like it's on land and you're going to be doing something now with that. Like there's a fire for that, there's a passion, there's an interest. There's a seeking. There's a drawing. We have all court cards. Page of Cups, Page of Wands, Queen of Wands. I want to clarify Queen of Wands here, see what the business is. Because we have a page which is feeling like there's a spark for you there. There's a feeling that you are experiencing. There's a sentiment of some sort. And then having the Page of Wands be next to it feels like there being an intention to actively pursue something. But what follows next is the Queen of Wands. And so I just want to get more insight as to, like, what is that? What does that mean? I wonder if this is going to have to do with, for those of you that this isn't an interpersonal thing that you're going after, what this can mean is that there's something that you feel connected with, where you feel like there could be a talent that you have, or a skill, or something having to do with your creativity or your originality, and you would get to explore that part of yourself. Because I'm seeing this is a new chapter in the form of an Ace of Cups, which is a mystical, spiritual feeling of connection to something. So a chapter where it's something that, when it's an Ace of Cups, it means that there's something that you connect with, and also too, there is potential for it to be something that you experience as being fulfilling within your life, that you experience as being nourishing within your life to you as the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands is the part of you that you want to express yourself, you want to express your creativity, you want to put your special touch or your mark on things. And it can also be a time where, like, you can even stand out doing this, or it can be a standout moment within your life just to you, if you're not concerned with what other people are seeing or thinking. This can be more so like, this feels like a significant part for me within my life. This can be something that even feels restorative to you. And this can also be something that builds you up within your life too. That builds self-trust. That would be the point of doing this. So if you go in this direction, I'm seeing Queen of Wands be clarified by Four of Swords, which shows that this is something that would feel restorative to you. And then when we have the Sun there, this is something where it's going to allow you to express yourself in an authentic way. And there can also be an acknowledgement of a part of your path that's coming into play now. I do get the feeling of there being a wise side of this, an intuitive side of this. But it can be something that's still unraveling. I feel like there's still some mystery to this. Yeah, you know how I'm seeing it now? With Page of Cups and Page of Wands standing there, it kind of feels like these feelings that are rustling within you, that are surfacing. And then I'm seeing the Queen of Wands be you as this main character here. And having that Ace of Cups, it feels like the pages within you, the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands, are these experiences, these feelings within you, these sensations within you, of something lighting you up in some way. And they're kind of looking at you being like, so there's this new chapter, there's something that's available, are we gonna go through that door? So I see this as being like the different parts of you that are looking to you as the Queen of Wands, because ultimately you get to choose what you want to do here with this. And they're like, so are we gonna get that started? Are we gonna walk through that door? What's gonna happen? Because I almost get them standing like at the ready to see what you're going to decide here. So this is your energy here, and something's being offered to you. This means too that this thing has sort of come to you. When you're in the feminine energy, it means that you respond to things rather than you being the one that's initiating. This is more so, especially because this character is sort of faced this way, which feels like there's more of a reveling in how it is that you're feeling, what you're experiencing, what is being brought up for you right now. So there's an acknowledgement, oh, this is bringing up these feelings within me, these sensations within me, these thoughts within me. And so it feels like acknowledging that. And while that's happening, I'm seeing this sort of be, what's the word? It's like when something's just like waiting there to see what you're going to do with it. So you're going to then turn to this and decide, do you want this Ace of Cups or do you not want this Ace of Cups? Is that something that you want to do? So something is being brought up within you, and now you get to decide what you want to do with this. But it definitely is being offered to you, even can feel like it's being handed to you. I want to clarify again. We have the Ten of Swords here, and I want to see how that's connecting with this Ace of Cups. Actually, what is this Ten of Swords? Ten of Swords, so funny. Okay, we have the Ten of Swords here. Ten of Swords is being clarified by none other than the Ten of Swords. And also we have Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. This looks like something is closing out so a new chapter can begin. But when we have the Ten of Swords there, especially because we have Justice next to it, this can mean that if something is not aligned, that it comes to a close just because it's necessary for that to be happening. And there can be a taking a closer look at this. I wonder too if there was a choice as well. Like maybe you had multiple choices here and you're picking one of them. Some of you, this is a career thing that you're doing here. I'm seeing the idea of you playing a role that you're aware of, that being something that brings up feeling within you. Like I can imagine myself doing that. There's something about that resonates with me, and I would like to do that. That's the type of feeling that I'm getting from this with the Page of Cups and the King of Pentacles. What this can also mean is that King of Pentacles is the part of you, it's like that practical side of you, the side of you where you got to handle business, you got to take care of business. And sometimes it doesn't have to be, but sometimes King of Pentacles can a little bit be neglectful of one's emotional life and internal landscape, because of being so sort of concerned with what's going on, what's playing out physically. Am I doing this? Am I taking care of that? I have that responsibility. And sometimes it can feel like in order to play the role of the King of Pentacles, we sometimes have to put our feelings aside and just like push through to get things done. But having this Page of Cups here feels like the Page of Cups is now being intertwined with King of Pentacles, and what this means is that I not only want to play a role that's important to me, but also this be something that feels fulfilling. Also this be something that I feel connected to. So it also feels like it nurtures me emotionally or spiritually. And then we see this Page of Wands and this Ten of Cups, and this is about pursuing a path that you actually feel excited about, where you feel like this isn't just about externally what it's cultivating for you within your life, but also internally what that's cultivating. And I think too that there's this question here of like, can I really trust myself here with this? Am I really on track here? Am I going to be able to show up to do what I need to do, to like, will I be resourceful when I need to be resourceful? Do I even have it within me to do it? And it feels like those things are kind of coming up here. because you are stepping into a big unknown here with this. It feels like a door, and you have feelings about this door, but you don't know exactly what's going to be behind it, but everything is sort of calling you in that direction, and so you get to make the choice whether you go through it or not. But you're already getting feelings about it, and I feel like that's telling you what you need to know for now. Because it does feel like a strong pull, a strong resonance that is guiding you this way. And it feels too like this can be a little bit of a, I see in one area of your life things looking solid, and in another area of your life you can feel like you're going to infuse these two things. And maybe an area that you feel you've been like craving a newness or craving a new chapter, or craving a sense of connection, and now it's going to be intertwined with an area of your life that I don't think needs too much adjustment. It feels like it just needed this intertwining of the cups energy with it. And I do feel like this is going to allow you to express yourself in a way that you've been wanting to, and maybe didn't really have that avenue or have that path to before. And to really go into this with, in a forward thinking way, ready to seize the energy here. Okay. On the other hand, it looks like because this door is opening for you, there's another door that's closing. So as this one opens, another door closes. Why is that? It looks like it was because it was not aligned with your values. So this can mean that you were involved in a situation where there was some type of exchange going on, but that the scales were not balanced. It could have lacked equity. It could have lacked reciprocity in some way. There could have been a lack of compatibility there. I also do feel like you've been through enough of situations that haven't quite felt like there was that natural sense of harmony there. And so this can be something where you want to venture into what you feel like actually will have that semblance of balance, where it's not that constant fighting for things to be fair, or having to keep track of things so much to balance the scales. This feels more so like, as you're getting more familiar with your own values, that you find yourself getting closer to situations that are much more of an energetic match for you. But that this be something that you continue to look into, because it's still something that you're discovering and figuring out. And this means too that if you have stuff that's going on, that when you open this door, you're able to close some old doors or other doors. It can be the time when you do that. And how you'll know what would need to close out, having Six of Pentacles be connected with Judgment, is that you just take a look at it and you say, like, does this flow properly? Is this harmonious? Or is there an issue with it? Do I feel like I constantly have to be keeping track or keeping tabs, or I don't trust the other side to sort of balance itself out, and so I have to be watching it the whole time? And it can feel very exhausting, like when something is not compatible, but you're in that type of exchange, you don't even get to enjoy the exchange because you're so much paying attention to having to mind the balance of things. Which it's normal to mind the balance of things sometimes, but when that's become the whole focus, you can feel like you don't even get to enjoy the actual relationship because you're so focused on the exchange and what's going back and forth. And because it keeps having to be tweaked, like because there isn't that natural balance there. So you're going to be taking a look at those things and doing what needs to be done here. I get the sense of you feeling like you're going to be able to breathe. Being within something where you feel like it just naturally flows nicely. That's just there already. Okay. Feeling that you're wanting to explore it. Definitely moving into a place of trusting what it is that you're feeling. There's going to be a sense of exploring the unknown here. There are definitely unknowns when it comes to going through this door. I feel like there's going to be a lot of self-exploration with this as well, and what it takes and what you're made of feels like is sort of going to come into the spotlight here. Having 10 of Swords and having Temperance and then having Judgment, this feels like whatever things that you're looking at and feeling, there's not that natural flow with, there's not that natural give and take, or it's become too problematic or even away from the point now. It looks like looking over these things, and if you need to, closing some things out. Especially because you're making room. If you're making room for things that have that sense of compatibility, when it comes to the other things that don't so much have that, you can be closing those things out. You can be closing those chapters out. Just because if you're trying to keep all of these tabs open, you're going to really like overload. And you're going to feel like you're doing too much and you're not really going to get to enjoy anything. And the process is going to go very, very slowly. This feels like a parsimonious act here on your end when it comes to only keeping the tabs open that you want open here. And not keeping some out of obligation, not keeping some open out of like, what if I need it later? It's like, what is just working right now that you need open right now, and use those. So you're not, otherwise it's like all your other energy is going to go into that when you're not even using those other tabs, and you may not at all. It's like a pruning that's happening here, where if you leave those yellowing leaves on the plant, or you don't prune off the dead ends, the energy still keeps flowing to that, and it takes away from the growing parts. And so that's what I'm seeing is happening. But this feels like something that you have to look into it when we have Judgment here. And this feels like, I'm hearing Call of Duty. This feels like it comes all the way to a point of when we have King of Pentacles, what are these roles that you play and obligations that you have that you're looking at and saying, like, maybe I don't want to do that anymore. Maybe that's not in alignment anymore. Maybe I do want to do that, but in this situation, I'm not getting what I need from it. Or I feel like I'm overqualified for this. Or there's just a lack of compatibility here. So it's like all of those things that are being questioned here. And there can even be some roles that like you actually don't want to play anymore. Maybe you've grown out of some stuff. It feels like it has to do with places where you show up and you do something, what's on your plate. And especially if you have multiple plates, and maybe you're not going to have as many plates anymore. Maybe you're going to be taking some stuff off because something new is coming in and you want to make room for it, because this looks like something that's aligned here, and you'd have feelings about that as well. And that is what your intuition has been telling you. And this feels too like an intuitive way of doing things, and this will be sufficient because there's that extra sense that you are using to navigate through this, and you're utilizing it as a tool here, and it is meant to be used like that. So you're being encouraged to go in this direction and see what's there. And as this is happening, the things that are not aligned anymore, when you're looking at it, when you're showing up and feeling like this is what I just used my time for, it's going to be those times that you're looking into where you don't feel that sense of connection, or it's like not nurturing for you to be doing those roles anymore. You feel like you're not really getting what you need out of it, or you don't feel inspired to be there. This is about your pursuit of happiness. There can be some anxiety about stepping into an unknown situation here simultaneously. This will have you feeling like things just get better because there's more compatibility. And so this is going to be a win-win situation for you. It looks like the two difficult things here are closing out what needs to be closed out because it's no longer compatible anymore, or you've just decided it's not compatible enough for you and where you are and what you're looking for when it comes to your values. And then also the exploring of the unknown, and then also the trusting of yourself too, and allowing you to sort of lead yourself here. I'm seeing those sort of be the more difficult sticking points when it comes to what can feel like more of a block for you within this process. And that's what's happening. And then also when there are things that you're closing out, the adjustment period, that also being part of that too. I'm seeing Pisces, Libra, and Sagittarius here, and I'm also seeing Pluto. All right, my friends, we're gonna leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.